Hello, welcome to Pilates with Courtney. Today is all about abs and arms, and it's a quick series on the reformer, no props, just the reformer. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please leave me a comment below so I can start making more videos geared to what you like. All right, let's get started. Let's begin with one medium spring or one blue spring on a balanced body reformer. We're going to start on our hands and knees with our hands on the platform. Our foot bar is completely down and out of the way. Feet against the shoulder rest. Take a breath in and then exhale. Tuck your tailbone, round your spine. Let your head drop into a cat stretch. Lengthen into your cow, untucking the tailbone, beaming the chest forward. And then exhale, round. Push that mid back up to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. It's okay if the carriage moves a little bit. One more, tuck the tailbone. Round, let your head drop. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. And then go ahead and find your neutral. So find a nice flat back, neutral spine. Let's take our left leg and reach it back behind us. Maybe you start with your toes down on the headrest, or maybe you lift your leg up, but just keep your hip bones pointed down. Find your balance and then maybe reach your opposite arm forward. Hold. It's a little challenging with this unstable surface below us, but hold here for 10 seconds. Nice stable core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then bring everything down. Let's try the other side. So again, you're in neutral, your hips are directly over your knees, even if the carriage needs to be pushed out a little bit. Reach your right leg long, either hold it here or lift the leg up without rotating the hip open. So both hips are pointed down. Opposite arm, reach it forward. Find your balance, hold and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring everything down. Good. Now, let's take it into some kneeling abs. So start with keeping your shoulders over your wrists. Just extend your hips down into this modified plank position. Tailbone's a little bit tucked under. You got this long line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. From the arms, you're going to just push the platform away and pull back in. Okay, so exhale and bring it in. Good. If you need to adjust where your hands are, you can do so. But just keep that nice diagonal line from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. 3 more. Good. Last one. Good, and then bring the carriage in. Widen your knees, sit back over your heels into a child's pose. Feel that nice stretch. Okay, then come right back up and find your alignment again. This time, option to walk your hands out to the foot bar for more of a challenge. If that felt good, just leaving your hands on the platform, do it. Otherwise, hands come out to the foot bar, shift your weight forward, find that modified plank position. Go. Push the foot bar away. Pull back in. Whew. Good. Nice, strong core. Inhale. Exhale. If this feels like too much on the lower back, then walk your hands back to the platform. We'll do 3 more. Good. 1 more. Ooh. And then sit your hips back into that child's pose. Stretch. Good, good. Okay, let's come back up, and this time we're gonna just rotate onto our side. So go ahead and come onto your side. Option to do this on your hand. We're gonna do a modified side plank, or you can come down onto your forearm. So try it on your hands first. Your knees are stacked and they're about halfway back from the carriage. So from here, we're just gonna start with lifting the hips, keeping the knees down, keeping the knees stacked and the hips stacked. Okay, and then we'll come back down. We'll do 2 more like that. Lift up. You're really solid lifting from the underside here. And lower down. 1 more. Lift. Good. Now maybe you take that top arm up, and then we're just going to thread the needle through. Reaching through, lifting up. Rotate, lift. 4. The carriage is pushed out a little bit. Good. 2. And 1. Bring the hips down. Relax for a second. Shake out that wrist. We got 1 more on this side. If you want to come onto your forearm, you can. Okay, so bring those knees back to about halfway back on the carriage. Stack them. Okay, so we lift the hips. Keep the knees stacked. And from here, you're just going to dip the hips down. You might need to push the carriage out a little bit. Keep the shoulder over the wrist. Dip the hips down. And then crunch up to the ceiling. So you dip down. It's kind of a small move, but you should feel a lot of obliques right here. So you dip and crunch. Dip, crunch. Good. 5 more. 5. 4. Should feel it right here. 3. 2. And 1. Good job. Come on down. Let's repeat on the other side. So starting with your knees stacked, your hand right on the center of the platform. And again, your knees are about halfway back on the carriage. And here we go. Let's start with lifting the hips. Maybe take the arm up and then lower. And then lift. Just making sure you feel nice and solid in this underside and in the shoulder girdle. 1 more time. Lift. Arm reaches up. Actively push down into the hand in the platform, and then we do thread the needle for 5. Rotate and lift. Inhale and exhale. Good. Try to keep that carriage still. 2 more. And 1 more. Good. And then bring the hips down. Relax. Maybe shake out the hand for a second. And then 1 more. Okay, so here we go. Knees are stacked. Halfway back on the carriage. Lift your hips. Lift the top arm. And here's where we dip our hips down. And then we crunch up. So try to almost like you're trying to pull the carriage in with your obliques. Good. Inhale. And big exhale. Crunch. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Whew. And then bring it down. Nicely done. Whew. Shake out your wrists. Now that can get a little wristy, so always listen to your body. Take the modification on your forearms if it feels right for you. Okay, we're gonna start some upper body, kneeling on the carriage like this, right over our tailbone with our hips over our feet. If this doesn't feel great, you can rise up onto your knees. You've got to make sure your core is ready for it so that you don't face plant it when we start doing our arm work. So reach back, grab your short loops. So we are still on that medium spring, blue spring. If you have really strong upper body arm work and you want to go a little heavier, you can absolutely do this on a red spring. I would just suggest maybe going to the long loops first. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, elbows by your side. Let's serve the tray. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, back to center, lower down. So we reach, open, close, lower down. Now I'm gonna rise up onto my knees now. You can stay down over your feet if that feels better. So now my core is turned on, it's tight, and we exhale, reach the arms forward, open, and lower. Good. Nice tall spine. Serve the tray, reaching the arms forward, opening, exhaling, and lowering. Making sure your shoulders aren't coming up into your ears, and that you're growing tall in your spine. So if you're upright on your knees, even if you're sitting on your heels, you're not leaning forward, but your spine is tall. Crown of your head is reaching up to the ceiling. 4 more. Inhale, exhale, 3. Last 2. Woo. And last 1. And we take a little micro break for just a moment here. Maybe roll out your neck for a second. Okay, and then let's go into hug the tree. So, nice tall spine. Take your arms out like almost like a ballet position. Breathe in and then exhale. Bring your hands together. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. If this is starting to get a little heavy, see if you can stick through it. Otherwise, you can switch to the long loops. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Watch out for those shoulders again. Make sure they're not creeping up into your ears. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. 1 more. And relax. Nicely done. Okay, hang up just your left strap. So hold on to the right, hang up your left strap, and then we're gonna hold the long loop to start. Take your hands, both hands to the edge of the carriage, and then back your knees up so that your feet are between the shoulder rests like this. Okay, so that hand that's holding the strap, you're gonna start with a bicep curl. So your palm faces down. You're gonna bicep curl it in. It's not heavy, or it shouldn't be too heavy. And then release. So bicep curl and back. Now on the next one, we're gonna bicep curl, flip the palm to face the floor, and then it's an overhead press. Okay, see how that feels? If that feels too heavy on the medium spring, drop it down to a yellow and then grab your short loop. So bicep curl, flip the palm overhead. If you're feeling good here and you want to challenge the core a little bit more, you're going to take your opposite leg. So for me, that's my left leg. Reach it behind me. And then same thing, bicep curl, overhead press. Good. Gaze is down, hips are pointed down. And then when you go into that overhead press, just make sure that your shoulder, again, is not creeping up into your ear. And you kind of want a little bit of a wider, almost like a goalpost position with your arm before you overhead press. So we're gonna do 4 more. Good. If you're feeling really unstable here, just put that knee down. Good, and 3. Nice. And 2. And 1 more. Nicely done. Bring everything down. Hang up your strap. Shake out the wrists. And then let's grab our other strap. Okay, so I like to start with both hands down on the edge of the carriage, backing my knees up, making sure my hips are still back over my knees, and my shoulder is right over my wrists. Then we take that hand with the strap, starting with your palm facing down, and then we bicep curl a couple times. Remember, you're gonna feel different on one side versus the other. So listen to your body. Adding that overhead press. So we bicep curl, we flip the palm down to the ground or towards the floor, and then reach overhead. And then bring it back and bicep curl, overhead press. Remember, you have options with the spring. You can drop it down if it feels too heavy, or if you want more, go to that short loop. Okay, option to extend that opposite leg. Reach it back behind you. Woo! You're gonna feel unstable. Bicep curl, flip the palm, reach overhead. Reach. Good. Remember, when you're pressing overhead, don't get your arms so close to your ear like this. get it out to almost like a goalpost position first, right? Like this. And then overhead press. We got 3 more. Use your breath. Exhale. Bicep curl. 2. And 1 more. We did it. Okay, bring everything down. Hook up your strap and shake it out. Whew. Carefully come off of the carriage and add on a red spring. So you have a red and a blue. And then we're gonna go ahead and lay down and finish with our hands in the straps. So lay yourself down. Make sure you're not too jammed up against the shoulder rest. Reach back, grab your loops. Short loops for a little more tension, long loops for a little less tension. Start with your hands right over your shoulders, so not back behind you. Make sure you got tension in the straps. Float your right leg to tabletop. Float your left leg. Find your neutral in your spine. Take a breath in, and then exhale, press your arms down. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, press down. Use the backs of your arms and your lats to pull those straps down, keeping a nice wide collarbone. Option to stick with this, or option to add on with a chest lift. So curling the head up, gazing between the thighs. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lower. Good for 4. And 3. Good. And 2. On the next one, we're going to hold our hands down by our side. Even if your head is down, you can keep it down. Single leg stretch, reach one leg long, pull it in, and switch. Good, and switch. Keep that chest lifted and keep reaching into the straps to help to lift your chest. Good, for 4. And 3. Nice neutral pelvis. 2. And 1. Relax down. Take your arms out to a T or a Y if it feels better in your shoulders. Nice neutral spine. Pull the arms down with that exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull. Good. Think about those back muscles doing the work of pulling those straps down so it gets out of your neck and shoulders. Good. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. 2. And 1. Arms come straight up to the ceiling. This time we're going to curl up and reach both legs out. So take a breath in, big exhale, curl the head up, press the arms down, reach your legs out long without arching your back. Pull your knees in, lower your head down. Inhale and exhale. Pull the knees in, lower down. I really encourage clients to extend their legs and hold for a second or two before they pull back in, finding that deep core connection. Good. And not rushing this whole process, because that's where the work is. Okay, we'll do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one. And lower down. Relax, placing your feet down on the platform, relaxing your arms. Take your knees to one side, and then take your knees to the other side. We've got one more variation here. Okay, so let's bring our arms back up to the ceiling. Okay, take your legs to tabletop and find that nice neutral spine. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to curl up and then split your legs. So it looks like this. One leg goes up, one leg goes down, and then lower back down. Let's do the other side. Curl up, reach one leg up and one leg straight out over the foot bar. Lower down. Keep going, alternating sides. It's okay if your legs are not straight, even if they're a little bit bent, that's okay. 4 more. Good. 3. 2. And then on the next one, we hold. So hold the chest up, and then we scissor the legs for 8. 7, keep the gaze forward. 5, lift a little higher. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. Hang up your straps. Go ahead and windshield wiper your knees again, side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and roll to one side, push ourselves up, and that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that core and arm series, and I'll see you in the next video.